Hey, I'm Andrew Bacon, and can we just talk about how bad shop vac casters are? I mean, they're plastic and cheap, and they don't roll very well, and so I got rid of that, and I made this awesome new shop vac caster mod, and I'd love to show you how I did it on today's episode of Field Treasure Designs.
So I know what you're thinking. Why didn't I just use nice new casters? Well, they wouldn't fit in the holes, and I wanted to do a universal fix for lots of different types of shop vacs. So I grabbed an 18-inch round edge-glued pine circle from a big box hardware store. Then I took it out and spray painted it black to match the bottom of the shop vac. At first, I wanted to try mounting the casters directly to the piece of pine, so I grabbed a 1 foot by 1 foot piece of scrap plywood and used that as my exact measurements to find the corners to mount the casters. Then I screwed them in with just some 1-inch wood screws. Sweet, looks good, and most importantly, it rolls good. So then I took off those old junky casters, and you know what I did with those. Yep, that's right. So yeah, as you can see, it fits there perfectly. Then I grabbed the vacuum setup and I tilted it on top of the plate there, and yeah, it sits on it and rolls just fine. The only thing is that little cap where you can unscrew it to drain out the shop vac, it kind of protrudes down just a little bit. So I made some marks and then I grabbed my chisel to knock out just a little bit so that could fit in there flush. After I was done, I unclamped it and grabbed the shop vac and boom, perfect fit. To attach the shop vac to the pine plate with the casters on it, I just decided to do 4 screws through the bottom bucket into the wood. I figured this was the easiest way. I used cabinet screws with big washers on them so they wouldn't punch through the bottom. So I thought I was good to go, but when I went to stand it up, I realized, oh no, it's off kilter because those wheels aren't farther out. So I had to add to my design. Luckily, I was able to build on what I had already designed. So here I'm cutting some 1x4s to build 2 cross braces for underneath the round pine platform. So this X is going to allow those casters to be outside just a little bit more to brace it better. It'll make sense here in a second. Before I attach them to the bottom, I wanted to notch all the ends with a 45-degree angle just to make those a little softer. So after I spray painted them black, I brought them over to the bottom of the cart. I had already taken the casters off, and this is how they're going to lay underneath to allow those wheels to extend farther out. So now it's just a matter of gluing it up and screwing them in. And now I can put the casters on for hopefully what is the last time. I grabbed a straight edge to give me a nice line so that each caster was in the exact same location. Meanwhile, my awesome son was begging to vacuum, but as you can see, I was unable to do so because it was upside down. Now I can flip it over again and hopefully it's not going to tip over again. Yeah, you can see how those wheels now are in their right place, but I didn't have to do a giant circle to allow that bottom to have a low profile. Slides around nice and smooth. Well, there you have it. That is my shop vac caster upgrade. I hope that it helps you. Maybe it inspires you to do the same thing or something similar to help you around your shop. By the way, if you haven't seen my other video on how I made the dust separator cart with PVC pipe, make sure you check that out. Oh, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to stay connected for all my future videos. Thanks.